Yes, I'll send you a video because today I have two meetings that I can't postpone, and I have to go to the doctor for my allergy test. Okay, so let me just share very fast my screen. Okay, my recording. Yeah. Okay, good. Then from our discussion yesterday, very clear points. Okay, big point. We have the current valuation. Even though we have projections, we will need to start discussions always from our current numbers, our MRR. Then, when we go to our MRR right now, the key challenge is AppSumo, the weight that this has on the overall sales, because there we can't claim that recurrence or it's we need to substitute that, and that's going to be a little bit challenging. I think for now we can get through with that. Okay, it does represent sales, and however, how sustainable that is going to be a little bit of a challenge. But just in terms of understanding that, because that's the starting point. Then here you see from the scenario we did yesterday is a 300K. I didn't put the buffer. Okay, I'm just running with the core number. Then we can obviously fix around that. 450K and a 700K. I didn't look at a 2 million plan because I don't think it makes sense at this point. We don't have with this MRR, and it doesn't make sense to say, hey, our valuation is 1 million, but we want 2 million. There's it's too much of a jump. Okay, so here is exactly what we did. Okay, 350K, scaling Mavic features to reach a broader audience. We can explain a little bit more, but AI lead and just basic sales team. Second one, accelerate distribution, more senior salespeople. Third one, leapfrogging by two elements, by having more developers and by having an AI expert or a co-founder that is an expert in AI, well, who we had mentioned, for example, and then a salesperson in the US. I put this as a little bit as an aggressive plan. Okay, this gives you, obviously, you can see here different monthly rates of labor investment, which is the main one, burn rate, cash needed. Okay, that correlates to the investment, MRR, and valuation. And then this is what the investors would get, 350K. What number am I using? I'm using 3.5 million. We can change the number here. This is going to be part of a negotiation of how realistic it is, because our current value is 1.177. We think we can get to 7 or 12. There's a bunch of scenarios. How much they believe in that scenario, that's going to be key. They get 10%, and this is the multiplier they get in a year. Okay, this is obviously based on starting in January. Nothing is going to start in January, or we're not going to get the money in January, but it's just a way to look at the numbers, and then we'll have to roll these numbers for the future. Then, just in terms of when you're looking at this, if you want to change anything, this is the base case. Okay, I took the numbers that we had before yesterday. Okay, this is the 350K that we talked yesterday. That the key factor is always two key elements. Okay, that you have here, which is here we actually didn't color it, but it doesn't really matter. Addition in labor. Okay, this would be actually one of the additions in labor that we mentioned yesterday. We'll add afterward, and then how much focus they're going to have on selling. Obviously, you have focus on selling, it increases your revenue. That's the key factor. I haven't really played with the model to include the development factor. How will that help? We should include that in the model, but it starts to get tricky. So I think let's stick to this for now. Okay. On a short notice, this is the best we can do. Okay. Then the 500K, as you see, the focus was much more on having sales. And in addition to the previous 350K scenario, you see here in green, much more sales focused people. And the last scenario, the 750K or 700K, I call it 750K. Okay, the 700K, I'll change it now. And basically use US-based sales, digital analyst, and I see full stack developer. Sorry, this one is missing here. Another developer, okay, and the AI kind of C-level person. Okay, those are the additions. You can play around. And the other factor here is the percentage of dedicated to sales. Here, I'm just saying that the AI person will help close 25. 25% of the focus will be on sales. It's just an evaluation. Obviously, we could say, I'm sorry, shoot. The moment we have such an expert, actually, this is 75 just because it automatically increases your sales. the model can be built in a little bit more complex way, but I think the numbers kind of make sense. So you look at this guide, anything you want to change or you want to play around or you want to have a discussion, text me and I'll try to jump on a call anytime that you need, if it needs to be done today. Okay. If not, we can talk later. If not tomorrow. Okay. And these are the valuations that you kind of obtain from this. And this is the growth based on, hey, maybe we put, for example, the investor that you had been talking about, they already wanted a valuation of 5 million. Sorry, 5 million. The key thing is they want to give 1 million, which 5 million will give 20%. We're saying, no, we just need 350 or we need less money. I think this is where taking less money obviously makes sense. Their return goes down and it is less attractive because they're paying for no increase in 1 year. It might not be sufficient. Obviously, they might say, hey, in a year I'm putting this money, the theoretical growth should be higher. And that's always up to discussion, okay, and to depending on how big they see the big picture, the opportunity. So just in terms of that, I'll leave it in 3.5, okay, because I think it's a more, I think 4 will. Let's end up in 4, okay, and just play around. You don't need to show them this part, okay? It doesn't need to be in the presentation. Oh, sorry. It does not need to be in the presentation. Well, I don't know what just happened. Okay, doesn't matter. I think this is the key area, of saying, hey, this is where we want to go. These are the plans that we have, and this is the growth. And obviously, they can challenge a lot of assumptions, but I think it's a good document to have a reference point, and we can update it and play around this and make the model a little bit, tweak around it and make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, cool. I hope that was helpful. Okay, and text me if you need anything, and let's talk soon. Bye.